Yeah, alright. Yeah, bitch, alright, so, alright, Mass Effect 2. Yeah, so, this game is like, well, okay, so everyone's been giving it, like, awesome marks, saying it's, like, the shit, right? Everyone's, like, jizzing all over it, you know, saying, oh my god, BioWare just made, like, the greatest game ever, and blah, 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 and holy shit, it just had my children while I jizzed in its mouth, and it cummed out my asshole, and oh, god! Okay, so, it's a good game, alright? I'm not gonna say it's a bad game, because I had hella fun playing this shit, alright? But, it's not like God's gift to RPGs. Alright, I need everyone to understand this. There are lots of, I'm not going to say flaws, but I'm going to say restrictions that came along with this game. The first part being that if you had a previous save game, you could carry it over to this game, which is badass, and it affects shit, which is all cool. Problem is people like me who played the shit out of it on the 360, and then would have liked to have continued the game here on the PC, the superior platform, and kind of got fucked in the ass. Alright, so BioWare didn't exactly hook us up with any kind of tool to like set our own parameters so we could just jump into this game and have fun with it. Alright, so anyway, the next thing up we got here is we got this thing right here. The game you can see here was got the dance thing. Damn, bitch. Shake it, baby, shake it, shake it. Okay, all right, so alright, so we got this thing here. Anyway, so as you can see,
celebrate wedding contracts by tempting
I'm-
infidelity? That makes no sense.
yeah, bitch.
What do Turians?
Oh, anyway, so you can see I'm playing as a girl here. Most people I think play as the dude, but maybe not. I actually have a lot of friends that decided to play as the female shepherd. I actually didn't even know there was a fucking real male shepherd character. I wouldn't even know unless he was on the by the cover of the box. It's weird. Anyway, here. Okay, so one of the things you can see right here, here's the hacking games now. It's been switched from the first one to shit like this. Here you're just like matching stuff up and it's hacking. Is it really intuitive and badass? Alright. I don't know, it gets the job done, I guess, but whatever. Alright, so after you're done, oh yeah, baby. Yeah, getting your character in there and shit, and you're playing. Damn. Oh man, why is this even in here? So you can see that like this is cool. They didn't have enough of this really. I was kind of digging this part of the game. Hanging out here a lot. There's another club somewhere too that this gets busy with. If you know what I'm saying. Alright, so I'm gonna try not to look at this. Let's go into the other changes in the game. Alright, so there's no more Mako. Okay, so that's gone. You can't drive around on planets anymore and shit. So instead, you gotta do this. And here you can see I'm scanning planets for resources. At first, the very first time you do this, it's pretty cool. You're like, alright, sweet. After that, it becomes horribly boring. and it gets irritating. Here you can see I'm flying around on my ship. This time you control your ship as you fly through galaxies and shit. And you have to buy probes and fuel to do all this. So it's kind of pointless that they made you do that, but whatever. Anyways, you see me flying around like a retard, blah blah blah. You got your galaxy back, kind of the same thing as you did before in the first one. This is where you go and you fly around. Now, don't mistake this for an open world type of RPG. It's not. Your hand is held throughout this whole game, alright? So don't think that BioWare hooked your ass up with like this open ass world where you get to do lots of shit. You don't. They hold your hand. You have to go do the quests. It's linear, but not, and I say that not because basically most of the game you're just out there getting crew members, which might sound weird and might not understand that, but that's like your whole game for the most part. And then there's like 5 minutes where you actually play the rest of the storyline out, depending on what other crew members you've gotten. It's weird and hard to explain. Anyway, here you can see the ship looks good again. We got a new ship up here. I'm not gonna spoil shit up, but you can tell that it's looking sick as fuck. I really like the design of this shit. And it's basically just like the first game. You know, you've got your map over there. It's all, you know, 3D holographic bullshit. And here you also, your crew members will be wandering around throughout the bridge. They're not wandering, they're stuck in their stations. You can upgrade your ship as well. Let's talk about the upgrades and stuff. The item system is completely different in this game. There's no more finding tons of guns and stuff and having that shitty ass inventory system for the first one. That's all gone. Replaced with very, very few items, which is fine. Here's another mini game. Here's another hacking game. You just match symbols. It's simplistic, but it gets the job done. Anyways, back to the equipment. All that shit's gone. Your armor, you get a couple of sets, and that's it. And then you can kind of mix and match them, which isn't bad, because the reality was in the first one, all that shit didn't do all that much anyways. So it's kind of nice that they just let you have your armor, and then you just fuck with it and whatever. I'm gonna have a drink right here, and you can get drunk in the game, which is nice. So, you know, I do that a lot. The combat is the same shit as the first one, slightly more polished, but it's still not as good as, say, you know, your Gears of War out there. It's a third-person shooter through and through, and it's BioWare still doesn't know what they're doing with this shit. It's still kind of clunky. I don't know what's wrong with that company. They don't understand that, you know, they can look at games like Gears of War and just steal the shit out of the ideas from there, because that's what they're emulating 100%. Something they need to look at. The character interactions are all better in this one. Animations are great and all that shit. It's nice to have your Shepard back. The voice acting is fantastic for the female Shepard. I didn't play the guy Shepard because, you know, I'm not like that. You know, I'm not that way. I'm not you know, into offense and defense there. Okay, that's not how I go. I don't want to stare at a guy's ass the whole time. I like this better. On that sexual note there, all that shit's back in here. You can get your lesbian on and everything. I'm currently down with Liara, who unfortunately isn't a playable or a joinable having character in this game, but whatever. You can go through, you have a shitload of crew members, and that's probably another one of my complaints, besides being handheld throughout the entire game, and the story essentially being short, is that you have like 8 million different crew members to choose from, which makes it really hard to want to give a shit about creating relationships with these people. I mean, it's nice that it's in there and everything, and you know, you can do stuff with it, but A, in my opinion, the relationships you get to have with each one of them doesn't go as deep as they should, and B, there's just too many fucking characters you get anyways, so it kind of becomes pointless. And you know, you don't have to get all of them either. You know, that's up to you. If you choose to say fuck it and just go through the storyline, you can do it. Although, I gotta admit, you probably get fucked in the ass. I wouldn't recommend it. I'm not saying anything about the storyline because I don't want to ruin anything for you guys. That's probably not talk about it. All I'm going to say is that it's good, and it furthers the storyline in an interesting way, and I'm looking forward to the second one. I mean, the third one. You know what I'm saying? So it's good. I mean, it's, you know, I'm not going to talk any more shit about it. It's worth playing through. I enjoyed it. I probably got a shitload of hours into it, even though it felt short. That's because the storyline, the way it works, is weird. Oh yeah, and there's things that don't come back in the game either that you're kind of missing out on. Like, there's some council issues that just don't show up ever, and I don't know, it's weird. So there's some quirks that are weird, for the better or worse. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it at that, man. I'm gonna go back to my thing here and just kind of watch this. You know what I'm saying there?